Do you know a single kiss can leave a newborn with permanent brain damage or even be life-threatening? Neonatal herpes is rare, but it can be devastating. In baby Breland's case, one kiss from someone with a cold sore passed on HSV-1 when she was only 2 days old. Because her immune system was so fragile, it couldn't fight back. The virus spread to her brain, causing HSV encephalitis, destroying 60% of the left side and 10% of the right. Pediatric guidelines warn that herpes infections in babies under 4 weeks can escalate fast, leading to organ failure, severe neurological damage, or even death. Most infections happen from adults who don't realize a simple cold sore is dangerous to a newborn. Breland has defied early expectations. She uses a walker and communicates in her own way, but her family shares her story to warn others. If you have a cold sore, don't kiss a baby. For newborns, especially in the first month of life, that small act of affection can carry a virus their brain may not survive. Doctors push strict no-kissing boundaries around infants if someone has cold sores or tingling lips. It's not about being overprotective. It's about giving a fragile immune system the critical weeks it needs to become strong enough to handle what adults fight off every day. Do you know that a baby's first teeth might be influenced by the mother's stress hormones before birth? A new birth cohort study followed 142 mother-child pairs and found that hormone levels in late pregnancy, especially the stress hormone cortisol, were linked to when a child's teeth erupt during the first 2 years of life. Now, tooth eruption timing isn't random trivia. It matters. By 12 months, most babies have somewhere between 2 and 11 teeth, but erupting very early or very late can affect alignment, enamel quality, cavity risk, and may even reflect faster biological aging. In this study, dentists counted how many teeth had erupted at 6, 12, 18, and 24 months. Only 15% of infants had at least one tooth by 6 months, and by 24 months, about 25% had all 20 primary teeth. That's a huge range of natural variation. So what could explain it? Researchers measured several hormones from maternal saliva in late pregnancy: cortisol, estradiol, progesterone, testosterone, and thyroid hormones T3 and T4. Interestingly, diagnosed prenatal depression or anxiety, used as a proxy for stress, was not linked to tooth timing, but hormone levels told a different story. Higher levels of cortisol, estradiol, progesterone, testosterone, and T3 were significantly associated with having more erupted teeth at certain ages. The strongest link showed up early. At 6 months, babies whose mothers had the highest prenatal cortisol levels had, on average, about 4 more erupted teeth than those whose mothers had the lowest levels. By 18 to 24 months, higher T3 and modest increases in sex hormones were also tied to slightly more teeth, although those effects were small. When researchers looked across the full 2-year period, the overall associations were weaker, likely because eruption patterns varied so much from child to child. So what might be happening? The authors suggest stress-related hormones could influence bone and tooth development through calcium and vitamin D pathways. Higher prenatal cortisol might be one mechanism by which early stress accelerates certain aspects of biological aging, including dental maturation.
Can newborn babies get diabetes? Researchers discovered a rare genetic condition that shows they can. Scientists have identified a new, extremely rare form of diabetes that affects newborn babies, caused by a single faulty gene called TMEM167A. This gene is very important because it helps the pancreas make insulin, the hormone that keeps our blood sugar levels in check. Without it, insulin-producing cells, called beta cells, don't work properly or even die. The researchers studied 6 babies who all developed diabetes and had very small heads before they were 6 months old. 6 of them also had epilepsy. Together, these problems form a rare condition known as MEDS, which stands for microcephaly, epilepsy, and diabetes syndrome. Only 11 cases of MEDS have been reported worldwide so far. Before this study, scientists scientists knew of 2 genes that could cause MEDS. This new research shows TMEM167A is a third gene that can cause it too. For the disease to show up, babies have to inherit 2 copies of the faulty gene, one from each parent. This gene isn't just found in the pancreas. It also affects how the brain works, which explains why these babies have issues with both organs. To see how the gene affects cells, scientists gave stem cells the same mutation found in one baby and turned them into insulin-making beta cells. The cells looked normal, but didn't release insulin when given sugar, and the stress inside them caused damage and cell death. Scientists say this discovery is important not just for understanding this rare baby condition, but also for learning more about how insulin is made and released in general.